Before we get this started, I would like to share this quote by August Sternberg. Now, I know the full power of evil. It makes ugliness seem beautiful, and goodness seem ugly and weak. Throughout this episode, I would like you to keep that in mind. Now, let's get this started. You're listening to WJHS 91.5, The Eagle. Welcome to Media in the Making, a podcast where we look at the evolution of media from the 1600s all the way to the present day. In this podcast series, we ask how have different forms of media evolved and changed culture. Media in the Making, where media and culture always are changing. Now let's take a step back in time. Hello, my name is Tylea, and I'm going to start us off with a basic question. How has social media changed your life? Personally, I remember having a phone at a young age, so social media and just media in general has always been a part of my life. By basically having unrestricted internet access has, I would say personally for me, helped me better understand people, the way they think, and be able to point things out on the internet than say someone who didn't have unrestricted internet access like me. To start this off officially, we have to define narcissism, which according to the MayoClinic.org, narcissistic personality disorder, one of several types of personality disorders, is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and lack of empathy for others. Behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. Now, side note, just because you do relate to any of these traits doesn't mean you are a narcissist, and I am not a licensed therapist. Facebook was founded in February 2004 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Originally, Facebook was only offered to students that went to Harvard. Students could share photos, share their interests, and connect to other people that were on Facebook until September 2006 rolled around, and it was open to anyone over the age of 13 and if they had an email address. Due to so many people, currently 2.68 billion, being able to connect with each other and especially sharing photos, it caused a big rise in narcissism on social media, since psychological research shows that someone's personality is well established by the age of 7. In 2007, by Jean M. Twenge, found that narcissistic personality traits rose just as fast as obscurity from the 1980s to the present time. This data was collected from 37,000 college students. In fact, a direct quote from the site psycholive.org says, over the last couple of years, a plethora of research has been pouring in that makes connections between Facebook and narcissism. Studies are constantly finding that people who score higher on their narcissistic personality inventory questionnaire tend to have more friends on Facebook, tag themselves more often in photos, and update their statuses more frequently. According to Laura Buffetti, a postdoctoral researcher at the Universidad de Duero in Bilbao, Spain, narcissists use Facebook and other social networking sites because they believe others are interested in what they're doing and they want others to know what they're doing. A famous person that is commonly referred to as a textbook narcissist that I would hope all of you would know is the former United States President Donald Trump. According to the study, political scientists have endlessly dissected his unlikely 2016 win for the presidency and developed a dominant narrative that focuses on two factors to explain Trump's popularity: a historically populist political climate and his appeal to less educated, lower-income white voters who felt left behind by a society moving towards increased diversity, religious pluralism, and economic globalism. The study, Follow the Leader, Narcissists Tend to Gravitate Towards Trump, by Joshua Hart, who is a professor of psychology. Now I hope you didn't forget about the quote, "Now I know the full power of evil. It makes ugliness seem beautiful and goodness seem ugly and weak." Because the reason that I felt as if it fit into this episode was because narcissists on social media tend to manipulate the way that people see them. Due to social media being easier to mislead people, it is a perfect way to make people believe something that is not true. Narcissism is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance that would affect how we interact with each other and the things around us. Narcissism affects those that have the disorder in their day-to-day lives. Media in the Making is brought to you by WJHS 91.5 and the Eagle Tech Academy media classes. Media in the Making, teaching you about the evolution of media throughout history and its effects on culture. For more from the students, more podcast series are on the 91.5 website, wjhs915.org. Thank you for joining us.